some even hotter temperatures.
That's right, but at least this is going to be a short-lived heat wave compared to what we saw just a few weeks ago. So we're talking about similar type of heat, high temperatures in the mid-90s, triple-digit feels-like temperatures, not nearly as hot as the last round of excessive heat that we had. We're talking about up to around 108 for a forecast heat index going into our Wednesday. So there is a good chunk of the region under a heat advisory. This is not for today. This goes into effect 10 o'clock tomorrow morning in through 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, mostly from St. Clair to Shelby to Bibb County's points northwest from there. But I have seen in times past we can see additional counties kind of added to this, expanding towards the east once we go a little bit closer to tomorrow. So we'll be watching for that. Just know all of us are going to be feeling the heat regardless if you're in that advisory or not. We've got a lot of sunshine starting out here on our Tuesday, a mix of sun and clouds for far eastern Alabama. Most of us west of Interstate 65 seeing those partly cloudy skies. We really don't have a very high threat for rain this afternoon, so more sun than clouds will allow us to heat up quickly into the mid-90s, but feeling as hot as between 103 to about 105 for a good chunk of central Alabama. Even through around 9 o'clock, the heat advisory, or the heat index, I should say, still going to be as hot as about 90 degrees. So it's going to be one of those kind of evenings where the heat is going to feel thick, heavy. It will linger even after sunset. Up to around 107 for a heat index for our Wednesday. And as we go into Thursday, Friday, we get a little bit of relief, but the humidity is going to be just so brutal across the region that even though high temperatures cool off by just a few degrees, it's still going to be feeling awfully warm out there. So Futurecast tells the story well in terms of that very low threat for a downpour this afternoon. Notice most of that is going to be concentrated here across far eastern portions of Alabama. For the rest of us, I think we're going to be staying dry. Temperatures are still going to be in the lower to middle 90s this afternoon. They're around 9 o'clock this evening. Still some lingering rain showers up here from the Piedmont back through eastern portions of Alabama. And then we'll dry things out tonight, a dry start to our Wednesday. And for Wednesday afternoon, we'll increase the rain chance up to around 30%, just about a downpour possible anywhere across the region, as opposed to today where most of it's going to be concentrated east of Interstate 65. That threat for rain really goes up as we go into Thursday and Friday to around 60%. That's when we expect the stormiest days, the most widespread threat for rain, and still some lingering rain chances there for Saturday and Sunday and on into the beginning of next week. That's going to be originating from the tropics, where we have a 40% chance of development for this Invest 93L that's currently located just off the coast of Orlando there, eastern portions of Florida. This is going to move across the peninsula over the next 24 hours, enter the northern Gulf, and it does look like from there most models take it towards New Orleans, eventually turning it back towards the north. And as it does so, it is going to be spinning the winds around into the southerly direction. Notice we're on the back side of it, winds coming out of the north, keeping those rain chances a little bit lower. But once that low pressure swings to our south and west, winds start to really pump out of the south right off of that moisture source, the Gulf of America right there, and that's going to allow for a lot of heavy rain to be spreading from the south towards the north. The heaviest is going to be over the southern third of Alabama, 3 to 6 inches down there. For us here at home, about a ½ inch to 1.5 inches of rain. So make sure and have the rain gear handy once we get to the second half of this week.
All right, thank you, Jacob.